What is going on, everybody? Joe at the Big Sky Model Workshop, back again for another What Did You Buy Wednesday. For those of you who are brand new to my channel, welcome aboard. Thank you for joining in, and I sure hope you like what you find here. What Did You Buy Wednesdays are simply about stash ads. And it doesn't matter if you bought it today, yesterday, 2 weeks, 2 months, or even 2 years ago. There's all kinds of cool stuff out there, whether it's some simple supplies from the dollar store, grocery store, hardware store, or craft supply store, or your local hobby shop. Maybe you found a killer deal online. Maybe you found your Holy Grail kit. Maybe you scored a deal on Craigslist or Marketplace or at a yard sale, an estate sale, an auction, a swap meet. Maybe you just bought one from your local hobby shop or favorite online hobby retailer. Maybe you just scored a hot new 3D printed file or some of the newest 3D printed or other aftermarket parts out there. Everybody loves stash ads, and you just never know when that stash ad of yours might inspire someone else. I've bought plenty of things based off of your What Did You Buy Wednesdays, and there's all kinds of cool stuff out there. You just don't realize that it's available, or you don't think about it till somebody brings it up. So keeping things on a budget track here lately. Sorry for bumping the camera there, because we've been pretty busy lately. One thing that we haven't talked about for a while is reference material. Now, thanks to the internet, there are all kinds of places to go to get inspiration and information. Pinterest, YouTube, Wikipedia, you name it, there are all kinds of places to go to get great ideas or inspiration. Well, what if you already know what you want to build and you want some in-depth information, pictures, and the like? Well, there's nothing that beats a good old-fashioned magazine, especially when you're dealing with something older, like me here. So I bought this off of eBay. I paid about $12 for it, which was more than worth it for me. I do have a small collection of these because I love cars from the junior stock drag racing era. This is cars that ran from the late 50s all the way to about 1971 before NHRA changed the rules in Stock Eliminator. If you guys remember on my Christmas haul, I got a really cool Revell 68 Pontiac Firebird, and this is what I'm going to do for it when the time comes for a certain group build that we'll be mentioning in a few months. Well, I wanted to get some more information on that particular build, that particular car. As much information as I could. There's not a lot out there on the internet. And if you like to build vintage race cars, this is a great way to get that information. Just head on over to eBay and start hunting around. You never know what you may find. This is Superstock and Drag Illustrated. This is May 1968. But the other neat thing here is I have a color picture now of this car as well as a picture to the inside. Unfortunately, this particular issue is missing the pages that I needed the most. But it led to something else. Sometimes when you're thumbing through your reference material, you will find new inspiration for another project. And that's what happened to me. As I was thumbing through here, I was looking for more information on the Royal Bobcat Pontiac Sea Stalker. And over here, I found Bob Lambeck's 57 Chevy Junior Stalker. Now, all of a sudden, I need to build one of these. And that's how it starts. Sometimes you just start looking at references for one item and some other build pops in your head. It's the way it happens. But you can find reference material like this all over the place. Oftentimes libraries will get rid of their old magazine stock. Check out swap meets. That's a great place to get a bunch. eBay, I tend to look for magazine lots where instead of buying a particular issue, I will buy 5 or 6. You'll sometimes find those at Marketplace and other areas like that. So now I've got inspiration for another build that'll happen, maybe not this year, but what it did bring me to is, have any of you guys seen headers like that available in the aftermarket? 3D printed, resin cast, something like that. Hit me up in the comments. Otherwise, I'm going to have to build these out of solder, which is not going to be easy. I don't often have the patience to do that. But now that I've seen that, and I can't unsee it and I can't unthink it, keep your eyes peeled because later on I'm going to build one of these. So basically, I guess what I'm saying is don't overlook vintage magazines for reference material and inspiration. This was a pretty inexpensive find, I thought. I always love reading the old articles. I love reading the old ads. You get reference material that you're not going to find online because this stuff happened 50 years ago, going on 60 years ago. Where else are you going to find that information but from the people who were there when it actually happened? That's when you can get your most accurate information. Like I said, reference materials are great for inspiration as well. So that's all I got this week. Just a quick, simple one there. Like I said, I have a bunch of these. I love junior stock cars from the era, so I've collected Super Stock and Drag Illustrated, Carcraft, and Hot Rod through the 60s into the mid 70s. Anytime they mention Stock Eliminator or junior stock, I'm all over it. So don't overlook those, guys. I call that a stash ad. I bought that for reference material. That is a stash ad. And that's what I got for you guys this week. Just a simple one. But thank you guys for stopping by and checking it out. Thank you for everything you guys do, liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and the like. I appreciate you guys tagging me in your What Did You Buy Wednesdays. I do try to watch every single one. Like I said, I've bought plenty of items based on your What Did You Buy Wednesdays. All kinds of things that I either didn't know existed or forgot existed, or just great ways to save some money or do something to make the hobby more enjoyable. Doesn't matter whether you bought something as simple as some toothpicks or your Holy Grail kit. Doesn't matter if you spent $1 or hundreds of dollars. Everybody loves stash ads. You never know when that one of yours might inspire somebody, so keep them coming. That'll do it for this week for episode 80. Thanks again for stopping by. Don't forget to check out your favorite areas for some reference materials. And until then, thanks for stopping by. Have a good rest of the week. God bless you, and we'll catch you on the next one.